Hi everyone, Patricia Warby, Alchemy Therapies and myemotionalaudit.com here, and just wanted to tell you a little bit about the second emotional audit, the program that I run for people to help them heal emotionally. It's a group online program. It's 8 modules. Well, it's 7 plus an extra bonus module for this run, which we're getting recorded right now, which will help take you more deeply into the experience of healing. So actually teaching you some of the tools and techniques. We've already got a practical module, but this one just takes it a bit further. So it's shown behind me, actually. This is the module program. And there are 7 main modules. And I'm actually going to take you through some of it by screen sharing as well. So I'm going to do that shortly. But just to say, it's started, but it's not too late to join. We started last week on the 21st of April with the release of the first pre-recorded video, but that doesn't mean you can't join in. So because basically it's 7 plus 1 bonus module, and the way it works is that you have a pre-recorded video that's sent out one week, and then you get a week to view, and then the Q&A and share session, which aims to deepen that knowledge and discuss what you've learned, is the following week on the same day. So it's always on a Thursday at the moment, 4 p.m. UK time. So what we do is we have the first video released, a week to view, the Q&A, and then immediately after the Q&A, the next module video is released. So you get plenty of time to watch the video. You've got a whole week, and the video is about 50 minutes roughly. And then there's some supplementary material to read. There are various quizzes to do. There's all sorts of things, audios to listen to. I have the transcripts, I have the slides, and MP3 audio if you prefer to learn that way as well. So there's all sorts of ways you can interact with the program, but the main thing is coming together as a group, of course, and healing each other, because part of the problem with these conditions, these chronic fatigue related conditions, or chronic pain or chronic anxiety, is the isolation drives further the nervous system dysregulation, what we call dysregulation. So it sends you into a sort of downward spiral of more fear, more worry, more symptoms. What most people don't realize is that emotions are at the heart of health and well-being, and that when they get buried in some of the feelings weren't safe to feel at the time from past experience, they actually create this autonomic dysregulation in your body and create physical symptoms. And this is the missing link, I think, between what happens in your emotional life and how your body plays that out in your physical health. And most people don't talk about it, and doctors certainly don't know much about this. But it's a very real phenomenon driven by your autonomic nervous system, and which connects with all the organs of your body. So this isn't just creating mental health issues, although it absolutely is creating terrible mental health issues for a lot of people. But as you age, your body's repair mechanisms start to fail, and so you get aches and pains. You get sometimes a complete crash, as I had when I was 34, and my energy delivery systems just crashed, and I was bedridden for a while and couldn't function. But you get things like brain fog, neurological symptoms, tingling, numbness, twitching. You can get digestive issues. They're very common. So bloating, inability to digest properly. So sometimes constipation or diarrhea. You get so many different symptoms that relate to this low energy deficit, low immunity. So you get more and more sort of infections, chronic infections, or it can even turn into an autoimmune disorder as well, when the body just gets so dysregulated it starts attacking itself. So there are many, many symptoms that are recognized medically as being unexplained. And I think the autonomic nervous system dysregulation lies at the heart of that. And the emotional audit program is a chance for you to come together with other people and just work out what has happened to you that might be creating these symptoms, and more importantly, what you can do as an individual to help unravel this program that you've been unwittingly following, that your body has been following from your unresolved emotional experiences. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and show you what the emotional audit program actually looks like, because I want you to understand how radical this program is, because I don't think there's anything quite like this out there. So here we go. Here it is. So this is obviously this is the reproduction of the main poster, which I had behind me there. And you can see the 7 modules here. So we've got overview, which is the beginning, obviously, where we show you that trauma, which is another word for kind of unresolved emotions, is common, actually. In fact, a lot of people have it without really knowing they do, and because trauma has commonly been misunderstood to be major events like abuse or abandonment. There are so many micro events in your life, particularly when you're young and under 7, that get stored traumatically, and they're not necessarily those desperate events of being abandoned or hit or physically or sexually abused. It can be just being unheard or misunderstood in your family, or being ritually humiliated because of who you are by your family. It can be experiences at school, being sent away. It can be your birth experience, for instance, if you had a traumatic birth and that wasn't resolved, or your mother had difficulty when you were very young, in feeding you or comforting you. So I'm here to show you really that trauma is not an unusual experience, and particularly if you're highly sensitive, it creates all sorts of symptoms later on in the body. So that's what the overview kind of teaches you, that it's related to a stress response being dysregulated. And then in module 2, we come into acceptance, because we have to start with accepting that you are wounded, not broken, and understanding that what happened to you as a child is not nothing. It actually has long-term consequences if your emotions are not processed at the time. And so then I give you lots of information on that. And module 3, we take you through some of the understanding of adverse childhood experience, which is sometimes called ACE, which is all about how experiences when you are unsupported are a kind of program for the rest of your life. And we're looking at these little small t traumas as well as the big ones. So and how that gets stored in your brain. I introduce you a bit of the brain structures that kind of store these experiences in a way that doesn't change with time. It becomes really stuck. Module 4, we look at discovering about you. The body remembers. So what happened to you that got stored in you as a program that has downregulated rest and repair and energy delivery in your body, and how does that manifest? And we talk a little bit about that. You get to do a quiz and find out what the hidden trauma maybe in your life is. Stage 5, module 5, we're looking at implementing, or kind of taking in some of this information in a way that starts to build bodily safety. Lots of people that I work with have never felt safe. They've never felt safe in their bodies. They've never felt safe in their life. They don't really understand the concept. Everything feels like a continual threat. And so we actually have to start to implement new ways of connecting and communicating with your body that enable your body to know that it is finally safe to be you. And so reversing this message of threat is a neurobiological process. And I start to introduce that to you with tapping and havening, and even something called EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which is a bit of a long-winded title, but they're all psychosensory inputs. So they're using the senses, touch, sight, or sound, to change the neurological input into your body. By module 6, we're coming into kind of more of a thrival state. So we're learning to overwrite the past experience, which is programmed as a set of ongoing threats, to those of safety and resilience. So you're moving forward into a new feeling in your body. And that's all possible because our brain is plastic. We call it neuroplasticity. Your brain will adapt to new information. And so if you can give your body this very important information of being safe rather than under threat, then all these symptoms can start to unwind. And in the final module, the final 7th module, we look at putting the tools into practice. And, I've got lots of different tools that I can send you on to. We maybe experiment with 3 or 4 of those in the group. And the bonus module actually takes you through 3 or 4 different modalities, tools to try out. So, but it's the main point of this program is to come together as a group, obviously, and to share your experience. And I find that in itself is the most healing thing that most people have done in a long time, because a lot of these conditions are conditions of isolation, of being alone, of not knowing what's going on and being really frightened and worried that things are getting worse and that nobody has any answers. So that's what this program aims to do, is take you through from survival to thrival, in 7 plus a bonus module, which we've added on this time only. So anyway, I hope that explains a little bit about it and maybe tempts you to come on board, because we're still open to people joining, and I'd love to see you there. It'd be so fantastic if you could join us and learn how to thrive. So if you're interested, you can find out more on myemotionalaudit.com, or you can go to my website, which is alchemytherapies.co.uk, and the button is in the top header, so you can just click on Emotional Audit there. So yeah, hope to see you. It'd be lovely to see you. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.